Organized Sound Podcast. Organized Sound Podcast. Welcome back. I got Maximillian with
What's
me.
up, y'all?
Do your intro, my guy.
Thank you. Third time's a charm.
Got it down pat now.
Shout out to 413. What's up? My name is Maximillian Soul. I'm here with Mahib of the Organized Sound Podcast. I'm the host of Freeform Conversation Podcast. I also rap. My latest project called podCASTrap Volume 1. Check that out. SoundCloud. Wow. And the coronavirus playlist mix. Shout out my brother, OK Roque. Fucking legendary. He mixed in like political stuff with pandemic stuff like Alex Morse. With dope music. So boom. But anyway, I'm sorry. My name is Maximillian Soul. Shout out Russell Crowe. Are you not entertained? If not, why? I sigh. 413 shit.
Bars. Okay. And all right, that's very nice. We're gonna talk about the movement. We're both podcast people. This is gonna be a podcast episode.
Crazy.
This is gonna be fun.
No,
Tell me about the hats that you have here.
Word. So the one covering the mic, this is a loose hat. This is probably for a child, or if you just want to stretch this out and you don't care. It's probably a pajama hat. But anyway, so I'm knitting hats. These ones were gifted to me by my grandmother. My grandmother gave me a black one, which is not here. It's safely at home. It's my favorite. It was black, but it had sparkles, and it reminded me of space. I'm in astrophysics. So I'm like, Grandma, how much does this cost? How long did it take you to do it? Logistics shit. She gave me the intelligence. At which point, I'm like, dude, if I sell 100 hats at 13 a pop, shout out my favorite number, 13, and I get $1,300. I get a MacBook Air. Podcast gets elevated. Music gets elevated. And my tech career pursuits get easier to attain.
Which I like that. So we're going to talk about the tech because that's very interesting, and it feels like there's so many jobs in that right now. As I was telling
Supply
you about
demand.
how I'm doing a lot of applications right now. Like you think of the big music companies or all tech companies, Spotify, Apple, like they need way more they need more people to run the back end and the Spotify algorithm than they need to know cool music.
Right.
And
exactly. Exactly.
So the best thing to do is do both.
Yeah. You know what I mean? We're already there. We're already here. We're already who we are and come from where we come from. So just learn the tech stuff on some Idris Sandu Nipsey-ish. Rest in peace. And we're all going to be way more God level.
Uplifted for it. Right. And,
you know
and kind of, this idea of taking the future into your own hands, the self-taught YouTube University
autodidacticism, lifelong learner shit.
Making yourself what you want to be. And that's come up a lot in a lot of the interviews I've done this year. So it's just that's the major lesson. Take this time, take this downtime and this free time.
All right, bro. It's perfect times. Pandemic.
Build yourself. But I did want to get back to that story you were telling about, understanding computer science, getting inspired to do computer science from school and a teacher, and then also what area you think you want to go in.
Word. So I talk a lot, so I'm going to get it done as concise as possible. So I dropped an episode recently. The cover is a Springfield College volleyball player from Puerto Rico who made a very nice caption to Trump and about Puerto Rico and the situation there around Hurricane Maria, I think. Don't quote me, check it out. Anyway, that's the cover. And I was talking to my friend Caitlin, who also is an entrepreneur herself, and I explained to her that one of my first memories of like computer science in a very cool way, thanks to my teacher at the time, I forgot her name, I'm sorry. She was mad cool. She'd let me like sing and rap in class, like on the low. But if I was too loud, people get annoyed. Hey, Max, shut up. Or quiet down. And one of the shits I would repeat is na 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 gasolina. So around that time, people get annoyed. So I just switched it up. Started beatboxing. Computer science was fucking dope. That was like 5th grade, 4th grade. You know what I'm saying? I had that teacher multiple years. Shout out Osh. Well, not really. The school was...
Our Lady of Sacred Heart?
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Okay, Catholic school upbringing.
Yeah, I'm Puerto Rican, so yeah.
That's pretty cool. Did you feel like you were one of the few Hispanic people in that system?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow,
a
lot of white teachers, but we were all. It wasn't just Spanish kids. Like we had kids that were from Africa. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That were born here though. You know what I mean? That were born here, and then others that were from Africa. Like we had a woman come from Lesotho. Africa, which is like a small country, but it's surrounded by another country. I
Kind
should
of like
know.
Gambia.
Mm.
Yeah.
So-
Senegal.
So we also have Vietnamese children, obviously white children, and all sorts of different
shout
children.
out the Springfield Vietnamese population. Very tight, man. They stick together.
It's amazing. It's all love though too. Like they're not
Absolutely.
in high school and Central. Just to jump around a little bit, I feel as though I was not the few. I honestly was not one of the few. I felt like it was normal. We were all cool. Well, I mean, from my perspective, I could go to any table. I feel as though.
Yeah.
And if people have problems with me, I mean, I only had one fight in high school. A couple arguments, blah, blah, blah. But, like, I could go to any table, vibe with anyone. I played sports. I was sort of I was in AP classes. I'm not saying I'm smart or intelligent, but, like, it is what it is. And then, yeah, I just talk to people.
I like that. And I went to Cathedral.
Dope.
Similar environment.
Yeah.
But
That was my trajectory,
more in
but-
the Our Lady of Sacred Heart vein. Well, I actually got a full scholarship from Mass Mutual to go there. Because I would have definitely probably been at Central otherwise.
Yeah. And you would have prospered either way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I'm meeting a lot of Central people now. I'm meeting a lot of Central people.
Central's the word.
Shout out my boy Omar.
Yeah.
He's that's my boy that went to Central. And, we've been tight since childhood. So actually, I had a surprise question for you that I was saving for right now to put you on the spot. What are some of the big podcasts that you like? The podcasts that just like millions of people are listening to. Are you a podcast guy?
Yeah, Jesus and Mero.
I like them. Shout out to them.
Bodega Boys,
And,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Bodega Boys on SoundCloud. That's where I listen to it. I don't know. They're everywhere. Podcasts
Hell yeah.
stream.
I got to do Spotify. You feel me?
Okay.
I mean, does Tidal have? I should check that out. I should know that.
I don't know
You know what I'm
Tidal.
saying?
Amazon Music does.
Word. I definitely know Spotify has. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, they spent the bag on Joe Rogan, pulling him in. Which shout out to the podcasters getting the bag.
Right.
But we're next.
But yes, and I agree. You're next before me. But I think Joe Budden should have got that bag.
Oh yeah.
Joe Budden should.
He was first to Spotify.
Yeah, but I mean, if you gonna give him that,
100 million.
you
I don't
gonna.
know. I don't think they value the culture at that level quite yet.
But the thing is, the fact that things like that are still,
there.
that's why Joe left the way he did. Just like he left Complex. Like, I know my value, and I'm going to get it somewhere else. Probably Revolt. Shout out Diddy. Hit me up. We could collab. Love you, bro.
Did you, do you listen to the Joe Budden podcast?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I do too.
Yep.
And, they've just been super consistent for years.
Hell
and
yeah.
they bring a lot of value, so I am a fan.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah, so Bodega Boys, JBP, Joe Budden podcast,
anything else that you...
Breaking into Startups podcast.
Really? Breaking into Startups. What's
Yeah.
that about?
So long story short, Ruben Harris, a Dominican intelligent man from Atlanta, started a company. He met these two Russian twins who, were not Englishly proficient, but were mathematically and scientifically literate from their studies in Russia. Their parents were, they had degrees, boom, 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 came over. The degrees didn't match, so they had to retrain, rescale, boom, boom, boom. And
we are very fortunate to be born in the country where the opportunity exists at the highest level. So stuff like
I
that
agree.
happen. Imagine going to school twice.
Yeah. But then again, at the time, I would say the time at which we're living is more important than where.
Pivotal.
Because America, for me, is spelled with 3 Ks, so it is what it is. But to get back on the positive, so in terms of Breaking the Startup podcast, before they had the Career Karma app and the company Career Karma, which started, I think, 2018 early, they had, which started in 2016, the Breaking the Startups podcast. Because we could listen to Mark Andreessen, we could listen to Ben Horowitz, we could watch these interviews because they're all out there of these CEOs. But like we said, and like you're trying to pursue.
I have watched some of them.
Right. But like those are easy. Those are ubiquitous. But what about like, say, I'm trying to be on their podcast, and what they do is interview people like us who broke into tech. So the app, the company Career Karma, is like Admissions 2.0 for getting you educated and situated and getting you to the mindset where you can leverage the boot camp experience, paying for that. Shout out ISAs, shout out Flatiron, Avi Flambon, if you're watching this, yo, hit me up. Anyway, so basically, I'm trying to get into a coding boot camp, learn software engineering or design, and then get a tech job, preferably at Stitch Fix.
Okay, what's Stitch Fix?
Stitch Fix, so thank you. Stitch Fix is a revolutionary company that was started by Katrina Lake, and I'm sorry if I'm sorry, I'm sorry. But anyway, started by a very intelligent young woman who is bicultural, I think Japanese, and the dad or whomever was from Minnesota. Anyway, so she started a company that's like valued at a lot of money right now.
Yeah.
And I want to work for them remotely. And basically, you sign up, you little tier subscription, and then these are all the brands I like. This is how I wear my clothes. This is how I fit. And with that data, they send you clothes from time to time at frequencies that you choose, 2 weeks, blah, blah, blah. And the shit that you like, you keep. The shit that you don't, you send back. They give you a bag, which they pay for the label, boom, boom, boom. You just got to put the shit back, boom, boom, boom. So it's like a revolutionary, and the way, and like carbon footprint, you know what I'm saying? Instead of H&M and fast fashion, they're able to purchase stock that they know they're going to immediately, boom.
I have another idea. I was thinking about this, which is weird. I think they should kind of band together with all the big, I want to say, thrift stores and create the brick and mortar in-store option so that it is like this
it's crazy you bring that up.
Shared closet experience, but also, treating clothes like a library. You can go get the clothes and then you go bring back.
And they already have the tech behind it, of which I want to be a part of.
A part of. That's cool.
That's so dope that you bring that up, because in studying this woman in the company, there was a dude. It was like one of those business CNBC whatever in Silicon Valley ish, where they talk about business and shit. And the dude's like, so you guys are obviously revolutionary, boom, boom, boom. But like, what about starting? You ever think about doing stores? Because what if some people don't know their size and blah blah blah, and for whatever reason can't do it? Maybe y'all have in stores where people show up and get boom. And she was like, great idea, but I don't know if we're gonna be. We're not thinking about that. That's not to say it won't happen, but we're not in a rush to do that. Especially, and I think this is pre-pandemic too. But if it was during, she would have been like, yeah, especially not during COVID, bro.
Right.
So the fact that you brought that up is wild to me, because that could be something she's interested in. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna steal that. Well, actually, I'm gonna credit you. She's gonna see this. Why don't you just
steal it and try to get a job with it?
I forgot we were videotaping.
Say I had a great idea. If it works, I'll sue you after.
Right.
But I like that, man. And I'm also very much thinking about computer science. I'm glad you're here. I'm going to show you the book I'm reading, which I think I mentioned to you earlier. Also, This Week in Startups is a podcast that I listen to. Jason Calacanis.
Word.
Very cool entrepreneur who just kind of went from doing his own businesses to angel investing, but knows just so many people in the space.
And I'm sorry to cut you off. The dude's name that started Career Karma with Ruben Harris, Timur Meister, and Artur Meister. I just described them without giving their names.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Tight. I'm trying to think if there's a company I know I want to work for in particular. I like StockX. Are you familiar with StockX?
Hell yes.
I think they're doing some really cool stuff.
I got the Pharrells, bro.
Oh, show them off.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, damn, the soul came out, but it's okay. I got my soul here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I mean? Hold up. Don't misrepresent. Cool. Don't misrepresent the fact that they gave me 2 laces, bro. So, I understand people have, I've seen reviews and blah, 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 where they say, yo, just because it got the green thing don't mean it's real. Well, guess what? They checked it, I had the green thing, and then I double checked it, and then I had 3 sneakerheads, triple, quadruple, whatever the hell. Check it. So, thank you, StockX.
Shout out to StockX. You just gotta be smart. I want to bring Yu-Gi-Oh to the StockX platform, and
that'd be dope.
That's like, because they're they're pretty deep in on Pokemon, and I'm like, yo, I know all the big Yu-Gi-Oh. I know of all the big Yu-Gi-Oh influencers. We could just bundle them together.
Shout
and
out
all
Gook.
that content.
Shout out Gook for the Yu-Gi-Oh
Oh,
cards.
shout out Gook. Yeah, yeah.
My favorite song is Drown.
Shout out. To be well, if we're gonna get on a Yu-Gi-Oh tangent, we can really get into it. I played competitively since early high school.
I always wanted to, but never
really
pursued
traveled for it. And me and Bowser are pretty we certified about it.
Y'all like Ableton
like
certified teachers.
You know what I'm saying? So, but all the Yu-Gi-Oh love is cool. I'm seeing a ton of Yu-Gi-Oh love just out in the rap game right now. Ski Mask the Slump God got a Millennium puzzle chain. That's really dope. I don't know if you've seen it. I'll show you a video of it later.
So you know the villain of Yu-Gi-Oh?
There's quite a few. Merrick.
What's the name of the guy with the left eye? The golden eye.
Pegasus.
What's his first name?
Maximillian.
Thank you.
Bam. Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're just on the same page right here. Well, another thing I want to ask, you're
That's
talking
just one
a
of
lot
my
about.
souls.
You're talking a lot about. I don't know. We're definitely we're getting into the self-help vein, right?
Yeah.
This more philosophical type of stuff. Are there any books that you've really gravitated to?
That specifically that are like spiritual, self-help, or like business type of help?
I would just say anything that you gravitated to at the level where you're like, man, people need to check this book out.
Arlen Hamilton, It's About Damn Time, which is in the vein of self-help / tech / business stuff.
It's about damn time. Okay, so who's he?
She.
When did he? Who's she?
Arlen
Hamilton.
Hamilton.
When did she live? And what's her book about?
So basically, it came out 2020, early 2020. She's a venture capitalist, but or angel investor. She's the person that gives people money to start their stuff.
Yeah. So venture capital venture capital is just higher up the ladder of investments, right?
But
so
she owns her own, thing. Like she owns.
She has the company.
What is it called? You know what? I gotta go ahead. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, we can reference stuff on the fly. That's the beauty of the internet.
Hell yeah, Arlen Hamilton. I'm on Twitter.
And so what are the key pieces?
Backstage Capital. Boom.
Backstage Capital.
So basically, she was in the music game in the background doing logistics type stuff.
Right.
So I'm gonna just fast forward to her life at early 30s. She was in the background living with her mom / just couch surfing / just doing what she do. Right? Rent, apartment, blah, blah, blah. Just living life. Anyway, so she was in the background. She got the opportunity, for example, to be in the background, to plan and coordinate concerts for the likes of, and don't quote me, I'm pretty sure it was U2 and like crazy dope acts, right? She was in the background planning, doing the emails, boom, boom, boom.
Okay.
So that's just an example of her background. Then she listens to podcasts, self-study, autodidacticism, all while like living in the airports, all while suffering, not suffering, but like how do you say, dealing with alcoholism, which I've dealt with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And boom, boom, boom. Now look at her now. She's the owner, she's Backstage Capital, which if I click on the Backstage Capital, Accelerator gives underrepresented founders the support they need to reach their next critical milestone.
Underrepresented founders is like a hot button issue. There's like a Queensbridge Capital too that had like a huge success off the back of
underrepresented ideas. Yeah, it's funny. We're the culture.
So
we make
are
Instagram,
the culture. We make the culture.
but they don't give us the opportunity to
start
shout out
injecting.
Shout out Kanye.
Potential into that. Yeah, there's no limit. And yeah, Kanye West. Love him or hate him.
He's
There's
him.
No denying his impact.
And the reason I brought him up specifically is because I'm pretty sure I watched an interview where he was on stage. It was like design / tech. And he was on stage with Ben Horowitz, which is Ben Horowitz. And
the meeting of two worlds.
Yeah. And basically the question or the topic was something like, who could do this type of position, which is like, the position was like someone who's culturally relevant and is type of Kanye, but also knows tech stuff and could bridge the gap, like I just saying do what Nipsey did, basically. But who could do like the board member type, you know what I mean? Whatever that position. Kanye said, yo, if not me, Will.i.am, Ryan Leslie, and maybe some other people.
Yes, I saw that.
Shout out Superphone. That's what I was texting you at. And it works, right? How was your experience texting me? Through the 287-6660.
Yeah.
Just because it's 666 don't mean it's devilish.
Well, we could probably talk about Superphone for like an hour.
Hell yeah.
I was on it for a little bit. Superphone it's a great technology, super powerful. Kind of it gives you this feeling of like, oh, I'm living in the future.
Hell yeah.
And these people aren't, and now I have a huge advantage.
You can't deny it.
But also, my personal experience was I was underutilizing it. I didn't really have marketing plans behind it, and I wasn't getting that potential out of it. So I'm excited.
It wasn't the right time for you.
Right.
Basically.
I'm excited for you to do great things. And
thank you, man.
You know, Superphone is pretty low key, but some major artists have done some major things on there. Joyner Lucas.
What's the dude from Canada? He has a... Respectfully, I'm sorry, I don't know the name of the head wear. He's from Canada. What is it?
No.
Humble the Poet. Boom.
Okay.
Humble the Poet.
Nice. Black Bear has done a lot of hard. I mean, a lot of hard tickets through Superphone, and people don't even know it. One more person, Wiz Khalifa. Wiz Khalifa's done a lot of marketing for a lot of the side stuff that he's doing, video games and stuff through Superphone. So I'm a huge fan. Oh. Isn't this the black hat you're saying?
This is grandma's hat. This is what started my idea to do knitting. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Beyond the fact that, you know, my grandmother almost died in my arms, and thank God I'm a lifeguard. But we're not going to get into that. Long story short, the reason why 23 days ago, the reason why a month ago I was a different person from 23 days ago-ish was because my grandmother was passed. Shout out Bay State Medical Center for the incompetence. Anyway, long story short, bad meds. Should have been more competent. Luckily, I'm a lifeguard. So is my mom. We got it done. We don't trust y'all. Shout out Cornelius P. Rhodes, who was a Springfield, Massachusetts doctor who went to Boston, failed at life, then went to Puerto Rico and murdered Puerto Ricans with cancer cells. And then he got awarded. It was all whitewashed. It didn't, it was all over the newspapers. No one gave a shit. It was whitewashed, covered up. Shout out the Rockefeller Foundation. He got a Times Magazine feature, boom, boom, boom. And then in 2000, they realized this guy's a racist piece of shit, and they took away his name in the award for cancer or whatever. Springfield, Massachusetts, America with 3 Ks.
Okay. You know.
Why did I bring all this up? Shit.
I'm.
Oh, my grandmother.
Fairly certain there's.
My grandmother. So I just feel as though there's a connection between the past of how Puerto Ricans and Latinos in general and Black people have been treated. Shout out to Gila Cell, Henrietta Lacks, motherfucker. I've been treated in general. You look at the Black Lives Matter movement. Okay, I'm focusing on the medical part of how we're treated in the field, and that was pun intended. And I just feel as though I don't trust them, people. I don't want to say them. I just don't trust people in general, and that's why I'm knitting hats so I can stay home just in case she has another episode, so I can give her another opportunity to live if that arises for whatever reason.
I'm down with that. And I think, it's so important to question everything, because why not? And because you realize a lot of this stuff that people just take for, this is established. Well, when you get down into it,
You know what I'm saying?
It's not always.
Mahib is a lifelong learner, bro. So I just wanted to.
Lifelong learning is another thing that I'm very up on.
I'm saying.
It's so odd.
Learning how to learn, Barbara Oakley, boom.
Meeting somebody that's so similar to you.
It's fucking dope.
And then it's like you grew up kind of near each other, and then it's like.
Life,
it's just like
life.
Very bizarre.
And it happened at the time.
And it doesn't
supposed to happen
unless, I guess
you put yourself out there.
At the time it's going to happen, and it doesn't have you have to do.
Because let me tell you, I've been planning on doing this for a minute, and Grandma woke me up. So now I'm going hard with the music, the podcasting, the tech career pursuits, the networking with great people like you and everything.
With too is like I spent a lot of time not being about anything and not doing anything. Yeah. And I'm very I'm like
wasted time. I know I've wasted years, bro. I'm 25.
Yeah, I'm 27.
Mm-hmm. I've definitely wasted a good.
People around here are exactly 5 years younger than me.
Yeah, shout out Pasto, you know what I'm saying? Early 20s, yeah. Sosa, Marcus Jarvis. I'm sorry for getting your name wrong.
If only I was doing stuff back then.
But think
I have
about
a
it.
big head start on it, but now I'm playing catch up.
They're younger. You know what I'm saying? The tech.
They had it right.
The time in which they were born allows them to be young enough and to take advantage.
And
Shout out Pasta with the
crazy-
LLC.
It's crazy what a big divide just a few years can make.
Boom.
Just such.
You
a
were
big
talking
divide.
about that with Pasta. Look at the difference
Yeah.
between his work ethic. You know, not his work ethic.
Right. I wasn't there as
feel
early
me?
as he was
Word.
mentally.
Word, bro.
But I'm so happy for these guys. That's the other thing
Yeah,
is
bro.
like I see it and I understand this kind of idea of like you gotta pass it down and you gotta just be happy for the younger generation to prosper at a higher level than you.
Damn, this
You
shit
gotta
been recording this whole time from my pocket. But yeah, definitely appreciate.
While we're catching it, you might have to cut some of it out.
Yeah,
I
shit.
didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
But
Well, luckily
even
we got
the-
this. This, you know what I mean? We had
alright.
technical difficulties there. I got mine, so boom, it worked
Got it
out.
figured
We
out.
backed each other up.
All right, we're gonna go back to our list here of like the things we're
Freeform shit.
supposed to
Yeah.
talk
Freeform shit. I
Things
just
we're
brought it to organize.
Supposed to talk about.
It's supposed to be organized.
Right. This is
And I made a freeform.
Now it's officially a collaboration. Now that
Yeah.
we went off on multiple huge
Tangents.
tangents, we've come to his genre.
Yeah. Oh, you gotta love it. Flowing through
Okay.
shit.
Favorite episode of your podcast that you ever did and why?
That's a good one because I've had so many great recent ones,
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna pick a 2020 one just because.
and it can only be one that I've
Yeah, it
done.
can only be one.
Damn, that's hard. Cause it's like I wanted to say my mom, Generation X tech views. I'm gonna say my mom. I was gonna say Pasto Chris, the recent one. I mean, not the recent one, the first one, or De La. But let me be honest, my mom's first two episodes, the first one we did early on, and then the recent one where we talk about technology and her views on technology and relationships.
What are her views? What's that age difference, and what are her views on technology?
So my mom is okay. If my dad's 62, you know what I'm saying? Boom, boom, boom.
It can be.
She's early 50s,
Yeah.
right? So I'm pretty sure 1967.
Mid-20s, so at least.
Yeah,
25 years.
she's Generation X. I'm a millennial, 95 baby. And long story short, she's seen, okay, for example, she would get called out of class at Classical High School, which is now Central, I guess.
Yeah.
They teamed up, whatever, with another school at that time. Here we have Central. So technically, me and my mom went to the same school, sort of, kind of. Shout out Timothy Leary, because he went to Classical too. Anyway, my mom would be called out of class to translate for Spanish parents and children who could not, coming from Puerto Rico or Cuba or wherever they came from to get into Central or wherever, or at her school, Classical, obviously, or even in middle school, right? But also for tech shit because the teachers didn't even know how to work the projector and fix it and the light bulb and boom, boom, boom.
Wow.
Example of my mom. That's why I'm.
She's an bilingual IT
Boom.
specialist.
Yeah, and she did that. I can't tell you where she works because it's government, but like basically when shit was popping off early 2000s, when we had Napster, or no, that was, okay, let's just say early 2000s, right? She was the IT person. When she became a supervisor, manager, boom, 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 she was also the IT person because no one else knew. Or few people knew. You know what I mean? Don't give all my mom the credit as the IT person for that.
So she's got to be a believer in technology and kind of understands how it can dramatically improve someone's life.
Hell yeah. And she passed that down to us.
That's pretty cool.
That's why my brother is, and I can't say where he works. He's a finance dude, degree, boom, boom, boom. My little brother works at MGM. Shout out him. But he's on his way up. He's on his way up too.
I appreciate the opportunity that company has brought to this area, big time. All right, hold up. I'm trying to see if this is tracking. Yeah, it's tracking.
Okay.
I'm okay. So your favorite interview is the one you did with your mom. I like that.
Recent one, Generation X Tech Views.
Generation X Tech Views. My favorite is gotta be the interview I did with Quinn, Ish, and Eugene.
Word.
And
it was three. Yep.
I got all three of them on the same episode, which I just wasn't planning on. I was planning on doing them all separately, and then when I hit Ish, he's like, "I'm gonna roll with the boys," and I was like, "Bet."
And sometimes it's better that way.
And it was, like
shout out
it's
601 and
definitely,
I didn't expect all that.
my favorite episode, and to see how they've progressed is really cool. And then,
how old are they again?
They're even younger.
Less than
Costco.
20.
Even less. Yeah,
I'm
they're
pretty
like,
sure early
no, they're
20s.
18, 19, and 20. They're the latter. They're
Springfield, aka Western Mass, aka Massachusetts, aka New England, aka just us in general, are turning the fuck out.
Yeah, it's
Shut up,
there's a huge wave out here. It's
It's
dope.
fucking amazing, bro.
It's dope.
I don't care what
but it's
nobody
happening
say.
other places, which is crazy. So that was enjoyable for me, and I like to find out about new artists organically. And these are the type of guys that, you know, I heard about them through just like, you know, the streets of Twitter. And, I went to a Dylan Reese show. I saw them
Shout
open.
out Dylan.
I went to one of the shows
Shamrock.
they put on, and I did some footage of it.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's just like a magical thing when you find artists that way. It's just really enjoyable for me. Like that's that's what I find thrilling about just what I do. So I definitely encourage everyone to check that episode out. And I think all three of those guys have a huge amount of potential. So I'm very happy
already
that happened. And so next question's got to be, hold on. This episode, how hit people. I did have a follow-up question, but I'm forgetting it. So we'll see if I remember it. But I guess we're going to kind of talk about what we see for the future for ourselves. You know, we've kind of mentioned the area where there's, I mean, a huge amount of belief on both of our parts.
Yeah.
But
A lot
just
of faith.
also the fact
Church.
that we're kind of seeing it in the numbers too at this point, where there's stuff
It's
out
kinda
here
undeniable.
getting a lot of traction. So
I mean, it's kind of crazy.
you know, Shamrock going, having his viral moment.
Gnarly, Pasta,
Reek Lauren
Ish,
LLC
Reek,
was very well received.
SK, G Swan,
SK with
Gook.
the Smoke Dizza placement. You know,
It's crazy.
really cool stuff that's just kind of piling on top of itself.
And the collaborations
And
are
so
amazing.
What I want to, you know, something I always feel like I'm not doing good enough a job of is telling this story. Because everybody's in their little, everybody's having their win in their corner, and I want to be like, this is
The collective win.
story.
Like, that's what I'm trying. Thank you. That's what I'm trying to do. I didn't even think of it like that, but that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
And I feel like you, Inappropriality, this is it. Let's talk. All these other entities, companies.
Wait, did we forget any?
That's the only one I can remember.
Those are the big ones.
You know what I mean?
Shout out to them. Love what those guys are doing.
That's why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I studied y'all. Like, I studied y'all.
Yeah.
I could reference episodes from every single podcast right now.
Right. And that's almost kind of what was missing. The artists have been around, and now the structure.
Thank you. And it's some startup shit, bro.
I love
and all it
it
takes is passion, bro.
All
and
these
skill.
are independent podcasts reporting on the
passion,
Western
skill,
Massachusetts
consistency. That's it.
creative scene.
Barbara Oakley shit.
So shout out to them. You know, it's just all. That's the other thing when it gets to this creative space, you know. There's a lot of people talking about, there's egos and stuff like that. But I think to a certain extent, when you are an artist, when you create things and you understand that other people are out here creating things for the right reasons.
And it's about the legacy, the ownership,
there's nothing to
family.
There's no way to feel any type of way about that. It's just like.
And if anything, that's self-hate. Yeah. That's self-hate that got Nipsey killed, bro. That's why I don't even hate his murderer. I don't even hate him. I just know he hated himself. Right.
And it's sad. And it's
fucking annoying.
Something Big Sean said that always sticks with me is like.
So fucking annoying to think about that, bro.
He found a permanent solution for a temporary problem, and that's what's going to destroy us. So we need to really come away from that type.
Can I please read something? Since you just sparked something that I have. I was going to do this one first, but I'm glad I brought 3.
So what are these?
This is the pre-quotes or whatever before a book.
Okay.
So this is the 3 ones from George Carlin's books. George Carlin's a comedian, died in 08, legendary, boom. You know what I'm saying? So this is from his 3 books. I don't know. I got this from, all his 3 books. I got in a compilation of 1 book. an orgy of George. This is George Carlin we're talking
That's
about.
funny.
So because you bring that up, depending on what you said was what I was going to read. So,
Wow.
This
That's
is
a cool idea.
This is, he quoted Hermann Göring of the Nuremberg trials. Of course, the people don't want war, but after all, it's the leaders of the country, shout out 45, and the Chicopee people that were supporting Trump. You guys have nothing to complain about, but you're still supporting a guy who's murdering us, and fucking you over. Anyway, of course, the people don't want war, but after all, it's the leaders of the country who determine the policy, and it's always a simple matter to drag the people along, whether it's a democracy, a fascist dictatorship, or a parliament, or a communist dictatorship. Voice or no voice, the people can always be brought to the bidding of the leaders. That is easy. All you have to do is tell them they're being attacked and denounce the pacifists for lack of patriotism and exposing the country to greater danger. All tiers are the same. So little time, so little to do. The main obligation is to amuse yourself. Today's another day. Time to play. I'll read the other ones when, boom.
Right. I mean, I think you should go on all the other podcasts we talked about and bring one.
No bullshit.
And then you can clip them all together and be like, this is all of them together.
Yeah. No bullshit. Are you talking about like when I visit other podcasts?
Correct.
Word. And be like, yo, I did this for everybody.
Have a different one for each podcast.
Bring them all three. Okay, so that would be the one.
You did this one for mine. Now you got.
Thank you.
2 more.
See. Because I felt like that was too freeform. Now we gotta, we gotta keep on. We gotta be organized.
We gotta be organized with ourselves.
You know what I mean? This is there you go. That's what we here to do.
Right. I want to sign out, man.
I feel like we did good. Thank you, man. This is amazing.
But this was a really cool talk.
Thank you, man.
I think you definitely sparked ideas in my head, and I sparked a couple in yours, and it really just progressed the conversation quite nicely. So yeah, any final shout outs or
thank you for
anything
this.
You want to get?
Hell yes.
Go ahead.
A quote from Soul, which is my favorite rapper, and part of the reason why I named myself Maximillian Soul. Punch or Top Dog, if you're watching this, or Day Free and everyone else, just know. Oh shit, is it? Okay, I'm sorry. So, I thought it was technical difficulties. Just know, I'm not gonna ask handout shit, but I'm gonna see y'all later with Mahib and whoever else is around me at the time. I'm not asking for y'all to give me a deal, blah, blah, blah. No. I'm gonna see y'all later. But anyway.
It's meant to be.
Bro.
That's a dope way to put it, that's a dope way to put it.
Oh, so the quote, I'm sorry. Soul.
Oh yeah, the quote.
There's so many. He says something to the like of, don't be dethroned by these systems of control. Just keep your fingers crossed and get them locks off your soul. Don't be dethroned by these systems of control. Just keep your fingers crossed, get them locks off your soul. So,
all right. We're ending it there. Maximillian Soul. This has been Organized Sound Podcast in collaboration.
That was not gangster shit. That's just 413. I'm not a gangster. I'm a neutral person, and I might know some gangsters. I don't know.
It's about the love.
You know what I mean?
We're spreading the love and the positivity over there.
You know what I'm saying? It's
and
all
we're
love.
On the way up.
Even the gangsters love me. Pause. Even the gangsters mess with me. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Soul. He said earlier in the shit, in his early career, he said something like, you got people on both sides. You acting like you ain't good. Boom. I got the gangsters messing with me, and I got the nerds, or whatever the hell you want. Regular, whatever. The citizens.
Bring them all.
The inactive, just regular people.
Together.
You know what I mean? You gotta love it.
Inactive. And we're ending it right there. Shout out to you guys. Thank you for watching. We're signing out.
Thank you, bro.